In the town of Ash Grove, Earth Day had once been a celebration of community and renewal. Every year, the townsfolk would gather to plant trees, clean the riverbanks, and tell stories by the fire. But over time, the tradition faded. The younger generation moved to cities, and those who remained aged and forgot. That is, until this year. A new environmental committee, eager to revive the tradition, announced they would plant a ceremonial tree in the very center of the old forest clearing, an area long left untouched. They called it a symbolic return to nature. But the forest remembered what had been buried there, and it did not forgive.
Have you ever felt unseen eyes watching you in the dark? Welcome to Nightfall Crypt, where shadows whisper, the unknown lingers, and every story is waiting for you to listen, if you dare.
The Earth Day event drew a surprising crowd. Local teens, families, and elderly residents all turned up to watch the planting of the heartwood tree, a rare sapling donated by an obscure conservation group. The mayor gave a speech, photographers snapped pictures, and by midday the sapling was nestled in the earth, watered, blessed, and applauded. No one noticed the way the soil seemed darker than it should have been. That night, rain soaked the town, though no clouds had been forecasted. By morning, the clearing had changed. The sapling had grown, not inches but feet. Its bark was dark, almost scorched. The roots bulged from the earth like veins, curling around the memorial plaque at its base. And there were no animals in the clearing, no birdsong, just silence. By the third night, a teenager named Callie went missing. She had been last seen with friends, walking home after taking selfies near the heartwood tree. Her phone was later found lying in the wet grass. Screen cracked, camera frozen on a blurry shape in the background that no one could quite identify. The town held a vigil. Search parties were formed. People whispered about wolves, kidnappers, even wild men. But no one dared suggest what some of the elders had started to suspect, that the tree had something to do with it, until a second disappearance. Tom McGrady, 42, environmental committee leader. His body was found upright, half buried in the forest floor near the tree, eyes wide open, mouth filled with soil. That's when they called in the local historian. Mrs. Darnell was 91, sharp as a blade, and refused to visit the site. Instead, she pulled out an old map from 1894. It showed Ash Grove before the forest had expanded. In the place now known as the Heartwood Clearing, there was a mark, a symbol in faded ink, 3 interlocked rings. Beneath it, the words, "Warding Circle." "You fools," she muttered, "you planted on cursed ground." According to her story, the town had been plagued by disappearances a century ago. The people blamed a spirit of the forest, a hungry, root-born creature that devoured souls and grew stronger with each one. A tree had been used to trap it, bound by a ritual never to be touched, until Earth Day. Now awakened, the heartwood tree was feeding again. Its roots stretched beneath town streets. People heard scratching from their floorboards at night. Pets refused to go outside, and anyone who went into the forest after sundown didn't return. The final straw came when the mayor vanished during a live press briefing at the tree site. The camera captured his final moments, walking toward the base, calling for unity and healing, when the ground split open and something pulled him under. The footage was never aired, but copies leaked online. Ash Grove was evacuated. Those who stayed behind were never heard from again. and the forest, it spread. The heartwood tree now stands taller than ever. Its bark pulses faintly in the moonlight. New roots push through the sidewalks of nearby towns. Every Earth Day, someone disappears, and each year the tree grows just a little bit more. They say nature always finds a way to take back what belongs to it. Maybe we pushed too far, paved too much, burned too freely, or maybe we just woke something that was never supposed to wake again. So this Earth Day, when you plant your trees, dig your holes, and return things to the ground, ask yourself, are you giving life, or are you feeding something that's been waiting?
And so, the shadows stretch further, and the mystery only deepens. But this is far from the end. It's merely the beginning. What lingers beyond the door? Who is whispering your name? And what is that shifting in the corner of your eye? The answers await in the next chapter of these chilling tales. Subscribe to Nightfall Crypt and hit the notification bell, because the crypt's secrets are endless and the darkness never sleeps. Until next time, stay in the light if you can.